हेलो माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स, कैसे हैं आप सब? So I'm again here with some new information on file handling in Python. As we have discussed how to open a Python file in last video, and there were different methods of opening the file, and I have also explained then if you open the file and if you do not mention uh, the file mode, the file is opened in read mode only. And here also I'm going to explain that if you mention the file mode, and we have the file modes like ww to write, r to read, and a to append. So over here file object is intend to the file handle, and file handle which represents the file which you create onto the storage medium. For example, this is a file object is equal to open file name and mode. Yeah, file object is equal to open of file name, and in the first statement you will notice that there is no file object, a file mode object, and that is why it will the mode which it will take by default is r matlab read mode. And in the second case, if you see this, the file object is equal to open file name and mode. So specifically or deliberately we'll have to mention the mode, whether this is w, whether this is a or r. Okay, while opening the file you should note that as I have explained that if you do not mention the path along with the file name here, the new file.txt, since we have not given the path, it means the path of this file is the default folder in which this program, the file program which we are creating, is saved. So you don't have to give the path, but it might be that there's another file or the file which is stored somewhere else onto the folder or into the system. So if you want to fetch the file which is not in the default folder and stored somewhere else or in another folder, you will have to give the complete path. So here if you mention that I have to mention the path, then you will have to use this method. Means this file you are going to open which is in a folder Python 310, and the Python 310 folder is available in D drive. So this absolute path can be mentioned like this: d colon backslash backslash python 310 backslash backslash new file.txt. It indicates that two slashes, the pair of two slashes indicates that that Python has a privilege that if you use backslash only, so backslash followed by the character may represent a function or perform a function. Like if you see here backslash n, it might perform a function, though the function of backslash n is to insert a new line. So if you omit these two backslashes, it will give the error. Means in place of two backslashes, if I mention only one slash here and one slash here, when you run this program, this statement will give an error. Why? Because backslash n is escape sequence character and it will perform another function of inserting the line, and that is why this statement will give the error if you mention only one slash only. One slash means backslash n will perform a function. So if you want to avoid this, either you use double backslashes or you use r and read the string. Read it as a string. So put r in the beginning. Okay, so the demo on these two statements or three statements I had given in the last video. Now we are going to discuss how to create a text file. Yes, another thing, uh, with open function. So before creating the file, I am going to stress upon this method once more. With open file name and file mode as file handle. So over here, since we have used open function only, and this is another method, it means you can open the file along with the handle colon and the block of statements. So as soon as the function or the block is exhausted or executed, when you come out of the scope of with open, it automatically closes the file whichever you have opened. So this is the benefit of using with open. So the best feature of this function is that you don't have to close the file because it automatically closes the file opened. So this is the difference between open function and with open function. So with open function automatically closes the file, and another thing, it automatically handles exceptions. It automatically closes the file after the block of code, and it automatically handles all the exceptions raised before an and of the block. मीन्स जो ब्लॉक because जो फाइल प्रोग्रामिंग है या किसी भी लैंग्वेज के अंदर जो फाइल प्रोग्रामिंग होती है उसके अंदर ये फीचर होता है कि वहाँ पर किसी न किसी वजह से एक्सेप्शंस क्रिएट हो जाते हैं, रेज हो जाते हैं, जैसे कि पाइथन में हो सकता है फाइल नॉट फाउंड or end of file error. So these are the exception, and this function open with um, throws the exception or bypass the exception and executes the program smoothly. Okay, so this time I'm going to create a program so that you'll get to know the difference of open file and with open. So I'm opening a file, creating a file. So f is equal to open, the file name is say example dot txt, and since I am going to create the file I will have to use w here, and then I'll write the content onto the file. So f dot write, this is the file program, and this statement is to be written onto example.txt, and this time I am uh, avoiding or leaving file close function. So when you run this program or save this program, save and run program, creating text file, and the file which we are going to create, which we are creating onto the disk, is example.txt. I'll do one thing. The file is created, और उसके साथ साथ मैं यहाँ पर एक स्टेटमेंट और दे देता हूँ जो कि स्क्रीन पे दिखाई दे. The file is created. Now I'm going to run Control S and F5. the file is created, but the file whichever we have mentioned in the program is created uh, in 310 Python 310 folder. So just we are going to see it. G drive Python 310 example. We have written a line through the program, but you will see there is no line at all after running the program. Okay, because we have not included the close function in the program. So as soon as we include the close function in the program, you will see. So as soon as we mention this and save and run, okay, this time it will be written onto the file. So it is not visible because we have to reload it again. Sorry, run, reload, open, example. This is text file. So this is the program, and now I am going to add one more line in this, and so that we can add one more line. So I am using a for append. Created today with append mode. Save it and run it. Save it and run it, and again open the file, reload, example, example. So here this is the line. Okay, you must note that while writing the line or writing the text onto the file, it should be it should have been terminated by backslash n, or the new line character, or end of line. And since we have used append mode, and we have not used uh, end of line character here, and that is why while we have opened the file, we are seeing that both the lines, the previous content and the latest content, both are mixed. So if you want to change or make the changes, you can do it. So I am going to give backslash n here, backslash n, and one more backslash n in the end. Now see, run. Okay, Again, open the file, example dot txt. So create टुडे विद append मोड, और इसके अंदर आपने नई लाइन का ऑप्शन भी आ गया कि जो आप लाइन टर्मिनेट कर रहे हैं उसके साथ में आपको न्यू लाइन और एंड ऑफ लाइन देना पड़ेगा. सो बैक टू आवर प्रोग्राम. Just one more thing, because this file is open from the default default folder. Now I'm going to give the absolute path. So if you want to give any path, you can give here. Like if I say, you can do it. We are moving ahead, and this time, otherwise, it will take much time. Now this time I'm going to read the data from the text file. So for that I have three methods of reading a text. So there are three methods of reading data from the file. One is the read mode, other is readline mode, and third one is readlines mode. So read mode says it will read the entire file if you do not mention number of bytes you want to read. Same with read line. So it will read the line one at a time, and if you mention number of bytes, it will read number of bytes from the line. And read lines means is it reads all the lines in one go. So first we are going to see read. So read function is a function which reads the entire file if you do not mention n. Otherwise, it will read only n bytes. Okay, and this n is optional. In the case of optional, it will read the entire file. So I'm opening the file and reading the file. So taking new file dot txt, in read mode, reading a file using read function. And यहाँ पर हम लेते हैं एक वेरिएबल में भी d is equal to f dot read. सो हमने ये दे दिया डी के अंदर हमारी फाइल का पूरा डेटा रीड होकर के आ गया. अब हम चाहें तो इसको प्रिंट करा सकते हैं, प्रिंट डी. ओके, तो व्हेन आई रन दिस प्रोग्राम इट विल read the entire content of the file. It will read the entire content of the file. So the complete text of new file.txt. Okay, and if I want to read number of bytes mentioned here, say 10, so it will read only 10 bytes of the file, first 10 bytes. सो ओनली हिकरी डिक्री का डी तक हमारा ये रीड हुआ. अगर हम इसको एक बार और लिखते हैं, कंट्रोल सी, कंट्रोल वी। इसके साथ हम ये बताएं कि ये किस फॉर्मेट में आपको डेटा देता है। द फाइल इज रेड and the size and the type of file is comma type of D. Save it and run it. It will show you what we have read or this program has read and what is the type of the file. So next 10 characters it will read. Next character it will read and it will show you the type of written type of the file is string. Print D here and print D here also. तो देखें ये क्या रिजल्ट दे रहा है। फर्स्ट 10 कैरेक्टर्स, देन अगेन मैंने कहा अगेन नेक्स्ट 10 कैरेक्टर्स। तो आप ये देख रहे हैं कि हर बार में वो 10 कैरेक्टर्स रीड करने के बाद आपको ये बता रहा है कि मैं जो है इस प्रोग्राम से स्ट्रिंग रिटर्न कर रहा हूँ। सो बिकॉज इस फाइल का जो टाइप है वो स्ट्रिंग टाइप है, जो आउटपुट टाइप होगा स्ट्रिंग टाइप होगा। ठीक है, सो दिस इज द वे हाउ वी कैन यूज रीड number of bytes and read only. And next is read line. Read line and read, there's a little difference because read line will read one line at a time. Okay, तो क्या करते हैं, अच्छा एक चीज और बता देता हूँ कि हमारे पास हम यूज करने जा रहे हैं एब्सोल्यूट पाथ। सो एब्सोल्यूट पाथ के लिए हमारे पास जो एक फाइल जो है कहीं और सेव्ड है, हम उस फाइल को यूज करने जा रहे हैं। हमारी फाइल जो है कहाँ पर है, हमारी फाइल है, हमारी फाइल कहाँ पर है, मेरे ख्याल से यस ये फाइल है डी ड्राइव के अंदर, सॉरी डॉक्यूमेंट फोल्डर के अंदर है स्टोरी नाम से। अब उसको हमने वहां पर रीड करना है। दिस इज द फाइल, हम इसको हम लोड करने जा रहे हैं। पहले हम ये देखें इसका पाथ क्या है। तो फर्स्ट वी लुक फॉर इट्स पाथ properties and the path is this, so copy it, control C, okay, and come to the program, and in place of this I'll have to use the absolute path, control V and backslash story, and if I run this I'll use readline. I want to show you that it reads only one line at a time, one line at a time. Let's see, run. So here this is absolute part, but it will give the error. Why? Because we have not used two backslashes. So it shows Unicode escape character. Okay, so बैकस्लैश के बाद पाइथन कोई भी एस्केप सीक्वेंस या यूनिकोड सीक्वेंस कैरेक्टर एज्यूम करता है, इसकी वजह से वो सिंगल स्लैश नहीं ले सकता। तो यहाँ तो आप डबल स्लैश दीजिए या फिर यूज करिए आर, या तो आप डबल स्लैश यूज करो इस तरीके से like this, ओके, नाउ रन। तो आप ये देखेंगे ये रन हो जाता है। It will give you the result. Okay, so the story.txt has a complete text or complete detail or complete paragraph in the file, but since we are using read line, so it will read one line at a time. And if you want to get multiple lines read, you will you should use again d is equal to read line and run. Now it will read two lines at a time, first and second line. So देखिए यहाँ पर एक लाइन ये और एक लाइन ये, and the file is read and the type of file is again string. Okay, अगर आप चाहें तो इसमें हम number of bytes और number of characters to be read भी दे सकते हैं। तो मैं यहाँ ले रहा हूँ 10 और यहाँ भी मैं ले लेता हूँ say 15. Now we'll see what happens. Run. So the file name is story.txt. So from story.txt, so 10 characters from the first line and 15 characters from the second line. These two lines have read, and 10 characters from first and 15 from second, and the file type is string. Okay, and one more thing you must have noticed that I have used two times stroke, but I am excluding two times or deleting two strokes, and I'll use read string. Read the string. This will also work. So see here, this will give you the same output. Okay, this will give you the same output. And now the next is our read lines. Read we have discussed. Now I'm going to use read lines. In the read lines, what is different? Nothing is different. In place of one line, it will read the entire the text, and the text will include a blank line also. So here it will read the complete text and it returns the data in the form of a list. This is very important कि when you जब आप इस फाइल को using read lines यूज करेंगे तो जो टेक्स्ट होगा वो एक लिस्ट की फॉर्म में आएगा और हर एक लिस्ट के हर एक लाइन के बाद आपको एक न्यू लाइन ब्लैंक लाइन मिलेगी। तो चलते हैं इसको भी हम देख लेते हैं। ओके, रीड लाइंस एक ही बार में रीड हो जाएगी। पूरी फाइल रीड होकर के डी जो है हमारा वेरिएबल होगा जिसके अंदर आपके कंटेंट आ जाएंगे और उसके बाद हम करते हैं प्रिंट डी और जैसे ही हम इसको रन करते हैं तो आप ये देखेंगे कि ये जो रिजल्ट देगा वो एक लिस्ट की फॉर्म में देगा, यानी जितनी भी लाइंस हैं वो बैकस्लैश एन के साथ लिस्ट के अंदर इंक्लूड हो जाएंगे। तो यहाँ पर देखें pay line, then new line character, second line, then new line character, and this is the complete list because we have also given the type of the data is list. So here note this. Okay, आप चाहें तो फॉर लूप भी यूज कर सकते हैं। फॉर लूप कैसे यूज करेंगे? फॉर लूप यूज करने के लिए आप यहाँ पर एक काम करें, फॉर आई इन डी कोलन प्रिंट आई, प्रिंट कराइए और टाइप हमने दे ही दिया है, और उसके बाद हम इसको रन कराते हैं। तो रन कराते ही आपको जो डेटा है कुछ इस तरीके से आपको लाइन बाय लाइन मिलेगा। दिस इज ओके, द टाइप ऑफ डेटा इज फाइल इज लिस्ट, बिकॉज रीडलाइन से डेटा आपकी लिस्ट में कंपोज होता है, लिस्ट में बन करके आता है। So these are three functions of reading a text file. Hope you understood, और मेरे ख्याल से आपकी समझ में आ गया होगा। और अगर समझ में नहीं आया है तो आप कोई भी क्वेरी अगर आपकी है तो आप मुझे वहाँ पर डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में लिख सकते हैं। और अगर आपने मेरा चैनल अभी तक सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो मेरी आपसे गुजारिश है कि आप इसको सब्सक्राइब कर लें, इससे कि आपको जो भी नया वीडियो मैं अपलोड करूँगा आपको उसका नोटिफिकेशन मिल जाएगा, और ये आपके लिए बहुत ही बेनिफिशियल होगा, सो दैट आपके नए जो कंसेप्ट होंगे या नया जो टेक्स्ट होगा वो आप, या नया जो वीडियो होगा उसका नोटिफिकेशन आपको देन एंड देयर मिल जाएगा, सो दैट आप उसको रीड कर सकते हैं। उसके साथ ही साथ मेरी रिक्वेस्ट आपसे ये भी होगी, अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आया हो तो लोगों के साथ शेयर करिए और इसको लाइक करिएगा। सो हम मिलते हैं अपने नेक्स्ट वीडियो में कुछ नए फंक्शन के साथ और नए कंसेप्ट के साथ। सो टिल देन